Good afternoon from Germany. It is Thursday and we will have some economic news today. I'm not feeling a lot better since yesterday, but yeah, for half an hour for a small live stream, it's okay. So we will have GDP numbers, we will have initial jobless claims like every Thursday. So let's begin with the market. Nasdaq is pulling higher. We went above the 13,000 level again. Still sideways trading here. The high point from last Wednesday was 13,081 points. So we are still about 40 points below this level. Let's see if we can get above this level when the news are out, or if we will see rejection at this level and see lower levels again. You can see yesterday was a really green candle. Nasdaq went up by 1.8%, and yeah, we had a reversal the day before yesterday here from the previous lows at 12,635 points, and stayed with the closing above the 9 EMA level. Didn't touch the 20 EMA and didn't touch the Fibonacci level here at 12,584 points. So still some room, still looking bullish here for Nasdaq. A little bit a different picture for ES Future. Here we are about to get above the previous highs, 4,073 points, and we are at 4,079 right now. So maybe it's just turning into an uptrend. We talked about this yesterday when we had this move above the parabolic here, and you see it turned to the downside to the previous low and is indicating an early uptrend. ADX is about to cross here, so no real sign that it's really a change of direction, and not a strong trend yet. But of course, if we go above this, then the next target is the previous high point, 4,120 points. And then we will see. So we broke out this triangular here. You see this is an uptrend, this is a downtrend, and yeah, we could break this triangular and are now trading above it, but that doesn't have to say anything. We can still go lower and retest the 4,000 level where the 200 SMA is sitting. So let's see the economic news in about 6 minutes. For today, we will have GDP growth expected 2.7% for the fourth quarter of last year. And this is the third number, the third time it is published. And you see it went from 2.9 to 2.7 the last time, and this time we will see the final number. So maybe it's in line with the forecast of 2.7%, which was the previous number. Maybe it's a little bit lower. So the market wants to see in line or a little bit lower for not having too high inflation risk. But if it's a higher above 2.7%, then there is inflation risk again. And we will see probably more fear here in terms of higher interest rates for the next Federal Reserve meeting in 34 days. No change from yesterday, 59% for no change and 41% for 25 basis points move. What we have seen is that since last week we had the shift to the upside again. So no more interest rate hikes, but we will stay here for the next 3 Federal Reserve meetings and then go lower and end the year just at 4.5%. So in the previous week we had 3.5%. So the interest rate expectations shifted a lot to higher levels here. And yeah, still expecting lower interest rate levels at the end of the year and during the next year. But for now it changed a lot to higher levels. And this of course also affected gold prices. So we weren't talking about, oh, my gold chart went away. We weren't talking about gold in the previous streams. So let's bring this up again here. For June future. So June future was trading above the 2000 level here. First time on March 19th, and then we tried again to push above on March 22nd, but couldn't hold the levels, and now we are again trading in this triangular, as you can see. So we will soon see a breakout either to the upper side or to the lower side. This can cause some more volatility here, and yeah, we need of course more volume, because you see here in the previous days the volume was dropping and the volatility was getting lower here, just smaller range. But either today or tomorrow we should see a breakout, yeah, at the latest tomorrow I think, because then we will normally see Friday gold rush, because a lot of traders who don't want to take risk over the weekend are trading long gold. Especially if you see the previous weekends, there were a lot of news on Saturdays or Sundays, and this caused gold to rally, and therefore I think it is interesting to take on a long position in gold before Friday, so on Thursday evening or on Friday morning, to profit from the Friday gold rush and to close it on Monday open or late Friday evening if you want to take your profits. But I think we will retest the 2000 and go above, and then finally go above the previous high points here for gold. Euro USD is pulling higher today by about 0.5%. Yeah, probably retesting the previous highs and then go higher here into the 110 area is what I'm expecting, but this is already indicating in the previous 3 days and today that the markets want to go higher. So less fear in the market means that there's less demand for US dollar, and therefore inflow into the stock exchanges and outflow of the US dollar cash. And you can also see this in the VIX. VIX chart is right at 19, so below the 20 level again, pulled back yesterday about 4%. And yeah, we will see where we will end. So you see the previous low points were at about 18. Then we started this giant rally here up to 30. So yeah, let's see if this time we can stay below the 20, or if the fear will come back and we will rally again to the upside here with VIX. Okay, one more stock and then we will go to the news. So Nvidia, one of the AI stocks we talked about, is still on the uptrend. So you can see this weekly candle here almost making a bullish hammer, and even if you go on a day chart, you see it's trading higher pre-market already, and will probably retest the previous high points and then go higher and retest the previous highs here between 278 and 289. So this should be a resistance area, but probably we will see it in the next 1 or 2 weeks here. Okay, let's go to Nasdaq and then see the news on a 1 minute time frame, that we can see the movements here with GDP and initial jobless claims in just a couple of minutes or seconds, 20 seconds. Initial jobless claims 196k expectation, a little bit higher than the previous number from last week. If the job numbers are better than expected, so which means initial jobless claims lower than expected, then this is not good for the market. $198, so almost in line, just 2k higher than expected initial jobless claims. But 2.6% GDP, also almost in line, but went a little bit lower. This was what I expected. Was corrected to the downside a little bit. GDP price index came in like expected, 3.9%, and market is pulling back a little bit. But I don't think that these news are too bad here. So we can still retest the previous highs. Numbers were almost in line here. But we see the slowdown. So if we go to GDP, we now clearly see a slowdown from 2.9 to 2.7 to 2.6. So the number was, for the fourth quarter, corrected to the downside. And this could be the first indication of the upcoming recession here. But yeah, it's for the fourth quarter, so we will have to wait for the numbers of the first quarter 2023, which will be more interesting to see in April. and the market is already turning. So the first direction is often the false one, just to trigger some stop losses and find some cheap entry prices, and then the dip buyers are buying in here. Let's see if we retest the pre-market highs, which was sitting above 13,049. So no real strength here, but also no weakness. Like the numbers, they came in line with the expectations. This is pre-market high. Let's go on a higher time frame and see pre-market lows. This was pre-market low here, which is also an interesting level from yesterday, because this was the high point 2 times, and then right before the closing we had the closing rally in power hour. You see here a big push to the upside. So this level will also be important today if we go to lower levels, pre-market lows and the high point of yesterday, sitting at 12,935 points. So 20 EMA level was holding here. And you see the market is strong today, pre-market. We always were above the 9 EMA level here. But parabolic was turning now to the downside. You can see it went to the highest point, indicating an early change of direction. It can be. Let's see how this candle here ends. And if you have some interesting stocks or commodities you want me to analyze, just put them down in the live stream chat. Let's see Tesla again. So Tesla was pulling back pre-market at $195. So still sideways trading here, but the previous neckline was holding. So we had this shoulder head shoulder formation here, broke through the neckline, then went to lows of $164, went to the upside again, retested 200 level, this was the previous high point, and retested the previous neckline here, which acted as a support, and we are just sideways trading. So I would wait for a clear break above the 200, closing of the daily candle or closing below this $187 area, and then you can take on the trend trade, either short or long, whatever you want. I have no position right now in Tesla. Yeah, let's see the other commodities I have open positions in. So I closed out yesterday my crude oil short put. I had 50 strike short puts, which were 80% in the profit. So I closed them yesterday when the price reached about the $74 area. It made highs today at $74.37. Yeah, but is pulling back a little bit today. So let's see, are we here with the pre-market data? So now we can see everything was pulling back, and we are a little bit higher today, 1% higher at $73.67, above the previous resistance here, because this was the previous low points. Yes, but maybe we can also just say, okay, this is the resistance level, because there we had the closings of the daily candles. So it will be interesting if we can go above the $74 level, or if we will just sideways trade, see sideways trading within this area here. But I'm out of my position and I took my profits, so happy. Natural gas, let's see natural gas here, still pulling back today, 2.4% for May future. We are trading below the February lows now, and April future ended trading yesterday, so this one is now finally front contract month. We will see where the low points will sit. I thought that we maybe could see a push to the upside because of this daily doji candle here. Yeah, it had a small body, but it was green and looking pretty nice. As long as we don't go lower than the lows of yesterday, it's still okay. We have to wait for volume coming in and push the prices, but for now maybe we will see the 200 area here for natural gas future prices. Yeah, sugar was pushing, Shaq, so I will show you sugar. So I'm out of this position here because sugar pushed above the previous high points. As you can see, we were talking about this, and now you see 3% higher today at $21.87 was the high point. So it's still pushing higher, as you can see, making higher highs, higher lows. So no sign of a downturn, and therefore not holding this short position any longer. Orange juice, where is the orange juice chart? It's also interesting because here we had a limit up yesterday. We were pushing 10 cents higher from the previous closing, as you can see, 252.50 to 262.50. This is 10 cents difference from the closing of the day before, and therefore we had the limit up and couldn't trade at higher levels yesterday. So here you see no possibility to trade at higher levels, and today we opened pretty high and reached highs of 271 cents, but then we closed this gap to the limit up from yesterday and we're pulling lower. So this is a good sign. If we can close a candle like this here today, then yeah, it's just a breakaway gap which was closed right away, which is a good sign for seeing lower levels again here. So just to trigger some stop losses which were sitting here above the previous high points. Commercials are still short in orange juice, and I'm also still short in this position here. I will wait for the closing of today. It's not looking too good if we would close above these previous high points here and above the high of yesterday. But if we see a lower closing today, then it's looking pretty good, and I will go in with more position on a short for orange juice. Soybean meal is also interesting. Here I could close my 400 short puts yesterday. I have still an open position here, as you can see in the futures. So I want to hold my futures until we reach 466 cents, which was the previous low point here at the end of February and here at the beginning of February. So there's sitting the 50% Fibonacci level, and it was a previous low point, so this one will be important. And yeah, I will wait for this level to come here, which will be about 6% from 5.8% from my entry level. You can see this was my entry point here. I will wait with my long futures for this level to come and then close it. But my short put, 400 strike short put, reached 80% yesterday, so I closed it already. I have still a long position in wheat, so I closed out my long futures there at 690, 695. So just 2 days after I entered this position. But I'm still holding the risk reversal, so I have a 700 strike long call and a 585 strike short put. And this one is working really good. And yesterday we had the breakout above the previous highs, but then there was a sell-off again and we closed lower. But today, still green candle here, 0.5%. So let's see if we can break it on the second attempt and close higher than the previous high. This would be a nice candle. So what I'm aiming at is minimum 730 cents, maybe even going here to this next Fibonacci level, 750, which could be a nice area. So this would be a 3% move or even a 5.7% move from the current price level. And I'm still holding this risk reversal here, 700 strike long call, 585 strike short put. No more futures, just this risk reversal. So time is not against me because I sold this put, but it's almost at, I think it was 70% before I started the stream, so it will be closed out soon at 80% profit. Let's go back to Nasdaq and then see what's happening here. So it's pulling higher in the previous 15 minutes, what I expected. So we will probably see a retest of 13,080 level and then see if we can break above, or probably see a first rejection there and retest lower levels again. But for now it's still strong, staying above the 20 EMA level. So no bad sign for the markets from Nasdaq. TLT ETF just trading sideways, almost no movement compared to the previous days and weeks for the bond market here. And we have also an interesting bank here, First Citizen Bank. Oh no, this is not the right chart here. First Citizen Bank was a pulling lower here and had reached lows of $505 on March 17th. But then we had the news that they will take all the assets from SVB. They made a bid on it, and then they came out with the news. The stock went higher by about 65%, and is still trading higher today, so $941. But you see the volatility is dropping, and therefore my positions are big green. Today they are green by, where is it here? 30%. So I'm 30% in the green with this position here, even if the stock price is moving against me right now. Okay, I think we covered all the major stocks or indexes and commodities. So I hope I could give you a nice and sweet small insight today. Tomorrow I won't live stream because my daughter will have her birthday. She will have she will be 3 years old then, so I won't be at my desk tomorrow. So I wish you a nice start into your weekend already, and we will see us next week. Hopefully I'm feeling better then and can do longer live streams for you. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.